Good morning, students. Today I am explaining a lesson which is required for SSLC social science students, and it is important for PUC economics. So in both textbook you can see this thing. It is very important for social science students, for English medium students, SSLC students. Then at the same time you can see this chapter in PUC economics paper also. You can see the lesson which I am going to explain is money and banking. Money and banking. You know money. All of us know money because we are doing everything to get money. So we can see what is the evolution of money, how that money is formed, what are the functions of money, what are the different types of money, what is the evolution, till the foundation of money, till it was founded, what was used in the past by your ancestors. So we can see firstly evolution. I am saying about the evolution of money. For in the past there was no money. The people did not use money. They used a system, they followed a system known as barter system. Barter system. Barter system means goods are exchanged for goods. One good is exchanged for another good. It is called as this barter system. For example, you are having wheat, you are cultivating wheat, but your neighbors, they are cultivating rice. If you want to get rice, you are giving a portion of your wheat to your neighbor, and the neighbor is giving, if the neighbor wants a wheat, he is taking wheat from you and you are taking rice from him. So both of you are exchanging. It's an exchanging commodity. That is called as this barter system. Barter. Then fruits were exchanged for getting some other vegetables. So this is called as this barter system. But there are many difficulties faced in for the barter system. First one is that it is double coincidence of wants. Double coincidence of wants. It means that sometimes you want to get rice, but your neighbor is cultivating rice. Your neighbor or your friend is having rice, but your friend need not to get wheat from you. So we are saying it's a double coincidence of wants. Our partner's desire and our desire, or our partner's wants and our wants should be same. Otherwise, they will not be ready, or he will not be ready to give his product to us. That is called a double coincidence of wants. That means two individuals' wants are not the same. They may be having some other desire. They may be liking to get some other product. We want to get some product, but other person may not. He wants to like some other product. So double coincidence of wants. It is an important demerit faced during the barter system. Another thing is that it is very difficult to store your product. Suppose you are cultivating wheat. I told you, you are cultivating, you are a farmer, you are cultivating wheat. You are cultivating tons of wheat per year, but you cannot store it in a place. How can you store this much of huge quantity? You cannot store it. So at the same time, that means suppose you have a hall, or you cannot store everything in your house. It takes so much space, so it is very difficult. That is another inconvenience caused by the water system. Next one is like the lack of divisibility. We cannot divide. Suppose you are having a cow. You have a cow. You want to get a goat from other person. You cannot cut your cow. You you can cut and you are saying that yes, I am giving my leg. The other person is not ready to accept. Moreover, it is meaningless. We cannot get only what is the need of getting, leg or some other things. So divisibility, lack of divisibility is another thing. We cannot divide. It is another thing. So next one is that we cannot transfer. That is also another thing. So we are seeing that there are many difficulties faced due to the barter system. So the people tried or the people thought to find out some other things. That is, money came into being. So gradually, money came. That is important. We should evaluation of money. Firstly, barter system. Barter system. You should understand. Goods were exchanged for goods in the past. In the past, there was no money. Money was invented later. It caused some difficulties or some problem for the human beings. So first one is that lack of divisibility. Then that means double coincidence of wants. Then we cannot postpone our needs. All these things. As a result, money was invented. What is money? According to Crowther, an economist, he says that money is that money does. Money is what money does. That is the function. That means it performs many functions. Money performs different functions. We can see what are the important functions of money. We can divide that functions mainly into three types. Mainly, that means first one, this primary function. That's the first important function of money. Primary. Second one is that secondary function. Third one is that contingent function. Primary function, secondary function, and contingent function. You should understand. Primary, secondary, contingent function. These are the three important functions of money. Primary, secondary, contingent function. These are the three important functions of money. Firstly, we can understand what is primary functions of money. Primary functions. In this, while saying about the primary functions, we can again divide it into two functions. Subdivide. It can be subdivided into two. One is medium of exchange. Another is measure of value. Medium of exchange. Next one is that measure of value. That is another thing. Medium of exchange, because we can use money for exchanging. We can exchange money to get some other products. Everything is bought and sold with the help of money. Every product is bought and sold through the help of money. We can buy any product from any place, or we can sell our product to any place in the country. We can buy or sell our product to any part of the world. That is important thing. The medium of exchange. Due to the invention of money, the market is also widened. It became enlarged. Market became very big. It is widened. So the first one, everything is exchanged with the help of money. We will get everything. In the same way, we can sell our product. Wherever you like, you can sell your product. Whatever you want, you can buy with the help of money. So it acts as a medium of exchange. Next one is that measure of value. Everything is bought and sold through money. There's a unit of the measurement. Everything is measured in value of money. Everything is measured in the value of money. For example, 1 kg rice costs 40 rupees or 50 rupees or 60 rupees. Or 1 meter cloth it costs about 500 rupees, 400, whatever may be. Everything, unit of measurement is, everything is measured in terms of money. Value is determined in terms of money. Measurement of value, that is another thing. First one, primary function. Second one is that among the primary function, first one is that medium of exchange. Second one is that measure of value. Everything is calculated, every payment is measured in terms of money, that is measure of value. Next one is that secondary function. Secondary functions, firstly, is that it is really, we can save value of money. We can store the value of money also. We can store the value of money. We can store, if you want to deposit your money, you can deposit in the bank. you can previously during the barter system it was difficult to store your product. Store of value is another thing, secondary. Primary function, then medium of exchange, second one measure of value. It is secondary function, store of value. Store of value is one thing. Then another one is that standard of deferred payment. That means you want to give a credit to some other person. You want to postpone your payment. You can make or you can postpone for another period or another days. Future payment or future transaction can be done with the help of this money. It is called a standard of deferred payment. All your payments, all your income or all your payment can be postponed or delayed with the help of money. It is called as this standard of deferred payment. You can postpone your transaction to a future period. Next one is that transfer of value. Transfer of value. That means you can deposit your amount to an indefinite period, or you can make, or you can purchase, or you can give to your money to any person. You can transfer your amount to any other person which you like. You can transfer or you can give the amount which you like, or you can transfer to any person. You can transfer to any person. That is another point. Next one is that contingent function. Contingent function means it is all the bank, they are doing their activity with the help of this money. Basis of credit. It is basis of credit. Money is the basis of credit transaction. All transactions, all check payment, distribution of national income, distribution of national income, then liquidity, providing liquidity. Everything is provided, or everything is helpful with the help of money. So it is the basis of credit transaction. Banks are functioning. We can draw money with the help of check, the same way draft, promissory note, all transactions which are being done in the bank. It is the nature of contingent. It is called as a contingent function of money. Without this, without the invention of money, we cannot do anything. In the same way, national income is distributed. We are calculating national income, and the distribution of national income is also done. It is also an important function of this money. That means distribution of national income. That's another thing. Next one is, all these things are, first one is that primary function, then secondary function and contingent function. These are the important functions of money. So if use of money, once again I am saying that firstly barter system was there. What is barter system? Goods are exchanged for another good. What is the demerit of this barter system? That means first one is that lack indivisibility, double coincidence of bonds. Double coincidence of bonds. Different persons may have different ability, or different persons may have different desire to get it. So two persons desire or likes may not be the same. Two persons may have different likes or different wants. So there may not be any uniformity. Their wants may not be uniform. It may be vary from person to person. So it is very difficult due to the barter system. Next one is that divisibility. We cannot divide, we cannot cut. For suppose you are having five cows, you are suppose you have a cow, you cannot cut and give to another person. Half portions cannot be given. That is another thing. Then storage of wealth. We cannot store the your crops or grains to a small space is very difficult. Nowadays you can easily carry all the notes in your pocket, or you can deposit everything in the bank. That is called as this. That's the demerit of this barter system. But before that, after that, in some other money types, there are other types of money. That means gold, coin, silver, etc. were also used as money. They were called as this metallic money. Gold, silver, and then bronze, etc. They are also used as a medium of exchange. So such a money, such a type of money was called as this metallic type of money. Metallic type of money. Then promissory notes, some document, it is a statement given to a person. promissory note. Promissory note. It is also another type of money, promissory. Then bank money, check, draft, etc. are called as this bank money. Now paper money, it is supported by paper notes are supported by the bank. Bank gives a guarantee. That is called as this paper currency note. Paper currency. Nowadays we are following paper currency because we will get completely, it is guaranteed by the bank. Bank gives a guarantee for keeping our paper notes. You can see that guarantee if you can take that notes and you can see I promise to pay the bearer of the sum of the amount. You can see, you can take a notes and you just watch, you can see that amount. They are saying, here you see, this is 200 rupees note. You can see, the governor is giving a promise to you. That means he is ready to give the equal value of gold to you. That's called as this guarantee. Otherwise, it becomes meaningless. There is a guarantee. The government gives a guarantee for this paper notes. It is completely guaranteed by the government because government promises to pay. The government gives you guarantee. That is called as this paper currency. It is guaranteed by the government. That is another thing. So another type of money is called as plastic money. Debit card nowadays, ATM card, then credit card. There is also another type of money. It is called as this plastic money. Plastic money. So these are the evolutions of money. Firstly, evolution of money. First barter system, then money key. Money functions. What I told, different functions of money. That means primary, secondary, and contingency. I told you. Next we can see. That means banking system. Money and banking. Money and banking. You know banking. What is the definition of banking? Banking is an institution which accepts money from the public and the lending. Accepting and lending, we can say. So here in our country, RBI or Reserve Bank of India is the apex of all banks. RBI or Reserve Bank of India is the apex, the topmost bank of India. It was formed in the year of 1935, but gradually, beginning it was only a shareholders bank, Reserve Bank. Gradually, government has already nationalized. Government has undertaken this thing, and it is topmost bank in India, apex bank of India. It is apex bank of India. Government has already nationalized. Previously, it was under the control of British government. But now everything is changed. Government is already, in 1949, government has already nationalized it. Now Central Bank of India, Reserve Bank of India is the Central Bank of India. In our country, it is the apex bank. You can see what are the Reserve Bank, RBI is very important bank. All functions are controlled by RBI. All other banks are controlled by RBI. You can see what are the important functions of RBI or Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India. Its head office in Bombay, but in other places also you can see in Delhi, in Bangalore, and Calcutta, and there are many other branches there. But who is the present day Reserve Bank governor? Present day Reserve Bank governor is Shakti Kant Das. Shakti Kant Das is the present Reserve Bank governor. His tenure or period is 3 years. The tenure or period is 3 years. He is the, don't forget, he is the governor of Reserve Bank of India. Next we can see what are the important functions of this Reserve Bank. What are the important functions of Reserve Bank? I will just explain. Again, I am rubbing this on. Functions of money, primary, secondary, contingent function, don't forget. Primary, secondary, contingent function. Then, primary functions. What are the primary functions? Firstly, medium of exchange, measure of value. Then, medium of exchange. It is very important. Measure of value and medium of exchange. Then, what are the secondary functions? Store of value. We can store money, we can keep money with us. We can keep either in bank or either in our purse or either at home. Next, standard of deferred payment. Then all future payment can be delayed or postponed. It is called as a standard of deferred payment. Then we can give transfer value. We can lend money to a person living far off places, transfer of value. If you want to lend money to a person living in far off places, it is easy. That is called as transfer of value. If you want to send a money to a friend who is living in far off places, it is easy for you because it is money. It is everything is possible with the help of money. That is another function. Secondary functions. Then next one is contingent function. One is again I am saying that distribution of national income. Then function of a bank check, overdraft, and all other functions, all transactions in the bank are called as this contingent function. Then other one is that national income distribution, everything is there. So I am reviewing. Next one we can see, as I told you, Reserve Bank of India. Firstly, it was formed, or it was a shareholders bank, Reserve Bank of India. Then after that, it was already nationalized. 1949, it was nationalized. Now it is the apex bank of all other banks. It is the topmost bank of India. It is the head bank of India, you can say. So all other banks are working under the control of that Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India, the functions of there are many functions which are done by Reserve Bank of India. It is the apex of all other banks. First, it is the apex. First, it is the apex of all other banks that you should. Next, we can see what are the important functions. Monopoly of note issue. First one, monopoly of note issue. Monopoly of note issue. What is meant by monopoly of note issue? The Reserve Bank is the authority to print all currencies except 1 rupee. All other currencies are printed by the Reserve Bank. Because the Reserve Bank has complete power to print 2 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee, 20 rupee, 200, then 500, 2000 rupees. So they are the authority. Reserve Bank has complete power to print all currencies. That is why they are saying monopoly of note issue. Others had no right to print the currency. First one, monopoly of note issue. Monopoly of currency. Currency issuing agency is Reserve Bank. Next one is that bankers to the government. Banker to the government. The Reserve Bank gives all helps to the government. It clears all their checks, all other helps. The Reserve Bank is giving loans and accepting deposit from the states and government. The Reserve Bank is accepting all the deposit. The Reserve Bank can accept all the deposit from the government. It gives advice to the government also. So it is a clearing agency also, you can say. So Reserve Bank is the banker to the government. It gives advice to the monetary condition of the country. It gives advice to the government also, you can say. So Reserve Bank is the banker to the government, or government's bank also. Government's. Next one is that it is a bankers bank. All other commercial banks are under Reserve Bank. The Reserve Bank regulates all other commercial banks. They are giving loans to bank whenever it is required. And in the same way, it regulates the Reserve Bank. It gives a direction to, Reserve Bank gives a direction to commercial bank. The Reserve Bank gives a direction to all other commercial banks. So they should follow the rules and regulations passed by the Reserve Bank. So Reserve Bank is the advisor to all other commercial banks. It gives or it lends money, or sometimes it gives loans to all other banks. It is called as this bankers bank. It is the final authority. It is the final authority. Next one is that controller of credit. It is another foremost function of Reserve Bank. It's very important function of Reserve Bank, because whenever the Reserve Bank sees that credit transactions very high in the country, immediately it will give direction to regulate the circulation of money, to regulate the credit. It is the final authority. The Reserve Bank will say you should not give more credit to the people or to customers, because it will increase money supply. Because whenever there is an inflation or deflation or depression, during that time the Reserve Bank gives the proper direction to regulate the money supply. That's a very important thing. During the inflationary period, you can see that inflationary period, if the money supply is more in the country, inflation will be there. Purchasing power will be less. So price of commodity will be rise. It will be increased. It will be increased. At that time, Reserve Bank gives direction to regulate money supply. Sometimes expansion of money supply and sometimes contraction of money supply. Both may happen. So it is Reserve Bank gives a direction to the commercial banks either to expand money supply or to contract money supply from the country. It depends upon the economical condition of monetary policy. It depends upon the economical condition of the country. Otherwise, it will become a problem. If the commercial bank is giving more credit and if the supply of money is increased, definitely there will be inflation. So, the Reserve Bank controls. Then another one is that direct action. If the Reserve Bank is, if the Reserve Bank advises the commercial bank to follow certain rules, and if any commercial bank is not following that rule, immediately they will directly interfere, and direct action they can take. They can take direct action. That is another thing. So this is also another thing. Next, custodian of foreign exchange. Reserve Bank accepts foreign exchange. It is very important. Foreign exchange regulators. It regulates the foreign exchanges. Regulates the rate of exchange is very important. So it buys foreign exchange. Foreign currencies are required for the country. So it regulates foreign currency exchange rate. Exchange rate is very important thing in the business. So Reserve Bank is the custodian of foreign exchange. Reserve Bank is the custodian of foreign exchange. It is also another thing, very important thing. So all these are the functions of Reserve Bank. There are many other things. I told you that lender of last resort. Lender of last resort. It is advised to the government. Then some other monetary policy. Bank rate. Bank rate is also another thing. Bank rate is there. Sometimes the Reserve Bank increases the bank rate, and sometimes it decreases the bank rate. Also depends upon the condition of the monetary situation, condition of the economical condition in the country. It depends upon the situation. It depends upon the situation of the economic condition. So only these things I am explaining again. I am repeating. Functions of money. There are three functions, important three functions: primary, secondary, contingent. It is of primary, you can say medium of exchange, then measure of value. Medium of exchange, you can buy any goods, you can buy and sell any goods from any seller. You can buy any goods, every transaction is exchanged through the money or with the help of money. Without money, we cannot do anything. That is measure of money. As a result, the market is also widened. The scope of the market is also widened. Next one is that measure of value. That means we can keep our wealth. Every payment is calculated in terms of money. That is called measure of value. The value of a commodity is calculated. The value of commodity or a product is calculated in terms of money. That is called measure of value. Measurement is done in terms of money. Measurement of a product or the value of a product is done in terms of money. That's the thing. Next one is that secondary production. Secondary functions, I told you, that is store of value. Store of value. In the past, it was very difficult to keep their commodity. So due to the invention, after the invention of money, it's very easy to keep money in our pockets. It is store of value. Next one is that standard of deferred payment. Future payment can be done. We can postpone our future payments. We can delay or we can postpone our future payments. It is called as the standard of deferred payment. Then transfer of value. If you want to give if you want to lend money to a person living in far off places or in a distant place, you can easily transfer money to him. That is another important thing. Next one is that contingent function. In the case of contingent function, all the transactions in the bank are under the contingent function. All the transactions which we are seeing in the bank or which banks are performing is included in the category of contingent function. Next, a basis of credit. Money is the basis of credit. Money is the basis of credit. Next one is that distribution, national income. National income distribution can be done with the help of this money. It is also a contingent function of money. So only these points you should remember. You can expect some 5 or 6 marks from this chapter. So you should remember all these points. I have written everything on the board. I have explained also well. So tomorrow I will explain the next chapter. Today I am going to stop it. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.